Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. Look at what Paul wrote in that passage. He said, "So then, dear friends, just as you have always obeyed, not only in my presence, but even more in my absence," look what it says there at the end. I underlined it on purpose. "Continue working out your salvation with awe and reverence." And so really, for us to work that out in our lives, we need the right habits. H stands for hang with God. You and I need consistent time with God, and that time needs to include prayer, Bible study, times of solitude, times of silence, times of fasting, times of reflection, and we hang with God and we allow Him to speak to us. When will you hang with God? Because you have to figure that out for yourself. The second one, the A, is attend church. Nailed it. Attend church. It's important. In fact, Hebrews chapter 10 tells us to not give up, not forsake the assembling of yourselves together as some are in the habit of doing. What do you think the B is? Be generous, right? We are called to live generously. Generosity means that we are willing to generously give of our time, our talents, and our treasure to things that Jesus loves. In what ways can you be generous for Jesus' kingdom? What's I? Invest in healthy relationships. Some of you invest really well in bad relationships, in destructive relationships, in toxic relationships, and you need healthy relationships because the Bible makes it clear that you and I were not designed by God to live life alone. You need to ask yourself, who are the people that, one, you can invest in? You can invest your time helping them be healthy. And then on the other side of that, you need somebody that can invest in you to help you be healthy. What do you think the T is? Tell your story. You have an awesome story. Do you know how I know?
Jesus doesn't make boring stories.
Because Jesus doesn't make boring stories. Jade, you read that. Your story isn't boring because God doesn't make boring stories. Your story is awesome because we serve an awesome God. So you have an awesome story to tell, and you need to figure out how you can tell your story. What do you think the S is? The last habit. Serve others. Jesus didn't come, he said, to be served, but to serve. And you have something to give. If Jesus said, I've come to serve, and we're called to be like Jesus, then that means followers of Christ all have something that they can give to serve other people. Doing these things won't make you perfect. They're not going to keep you from tough times. They are, though, black and white principles that will help you grow closer to Jesus. So these habits are a starting point, and if you will commit to hang with God, A, attend church, be generous, invest in healthy relationships, tell your story, and serve others, then guess what's going to happen? Your life is going to go to a completely different level. If you'll commit to these 6 black and white principles, you're going to see that God is going to begin to do things in you that you would have never seen otherwise.